morning. Welcome to Paradise Now, Dialogues with the Mother. My name is Sandra Davis and I'll be your host today and for many, many shows to come. Today's show is called Truth About the Future. Well, to understand the truth about the future, you have to understand what is the future. Well, it's something that you can express in terms of tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next year, and so on. And you think of a duration. But the future involves duration, but it's much more than that. First of all, to understand how the future works and to understand what's awaiting for you and what is your responsibility in regards to the future, you have to realize that there's a very helpful metaphor. You can think of the future like a road. If you have a road ahead of you, but that's a road that you build. We all build that road. From all levels, from the God level to the subatomic level to the personalities, life, human life, angels, archangels, deities, everything there is has a participation to the future. Some participate to the possibility for even having a future. Some participate to the duration of the future, and some participate to the quality of the future. The duration of the future depends on the quality of the future, which depends on the quality of the beings involved. So think of the future as a road that you build, and if you want to have infinite life, you have to learn to build an infinite road. You don't run out of what it takes to make the road to the future infinite. What does that mean? What does it take? Well, you need time. And you need time to be infinite. The stories about end of time are actually going hand in hand with the apocalyptic outcome, with failure of the human race, with failure of the divine intervention in the human race. To talk about end of time is to talk about end of everything. Everything that functions has a timed process. There's a sequence of events that make the complex of a situation. Life has so many times, from the heartbeat to the pulse in the veins to the processes inside the body, that everything has to have not only a time of its own, but coordinating times inside the body. So you need time to keep going. You need infinite time. What we achieved after so many failures in relationship to time, what we achieved is infinite time. Now we have infinite time. So one thing about the building of the road to the future is resolved. We have infinite time. So we need infinite time, we have infinite time. What that means is that time never ends. Time never ends, because there'll be no interruption of the process of time. Now, why? If you understand what time is, you'll understand why, and you'll understand that time actually cannot end, doesn't end. Time is the law of God for space. Duration is only one aspect of it, but it's the law of God for space. Time structures space in a very specific way, specific to what a specific space is about. A living space has the characteristics of life, and the time, the lifetime in the living space is different from the time in the material space where there is no life. Life has its own timing, has its own space requirements. So to have infinite life, you need infinite time that structures according to the law of God space itself. Space for life is structured by the law of God. Because the law of God doesn't go anywhere and never ends, time never ends. But we don't run out of space. We don't just offer space without any criteria. But to have that road to the infinite, we need time that structures space infinitely, and we need space that has what it takes to go infinitely. Once the process of life works well with time that doesn't end, with space that is well structured by the law of God, everything about life can make life temporal, meaning has a certain duration and that's it, can make life permanent, or life can become infinite. So if you have infinite time, infinite space, infinite life, the road towards the future looks quite promising, because for you to walk on that road, for you to have that possibility has to be there. Matter has to be there, living matter has to be there. In that structure of living space and living time and life that never ends, life itself, the process of life itself, we're talking process right now. You walk on a road, and if that road holds, and if you have air to breathe, and you have food on the road, then you can walk longer. And if you know how to pace yourself, what is the duration of time that you use for rest, what is the duration that you use for activity, then you can walk longer. If you keep yourself in a better shape, then you can walk longer. If you walk laughing with friends, determined to enjoy the whole road, you can walk longer. If you start a squabble with somebody that walks with you on the road and they shove you in the ditch, then you may get hurt and you may not walk very long. Maybe some part of the body would break. Or just discouragement because the company is not very, very pleasant. So the walking to the road of infinite life takes the road itself, but also the quality of the company, the quality of the behavior. Kindness, if one has food on the road, and has plenty of food on the road, some have food stores. If somebody has plenty and another one is starving, the one who is starving may be left behind, but the one who didn't share will not go very far. Generosity and sharing are life powers. You love life, life loves you, you love your own life, is good. But you have to love the life of the other one that you can help, if you have the possibility. It could be a fair exchange. You can say, I'll give you a slice of bread, but you'll sing to me something that makes me happy. It doesn't mean that we have to keep going and expect nothing and just spread charity until we are left with nothing. Balancing life requires a fair exchange. After the break, I'll tell you more. For people who missed our previous shows, we recommend that you go and visit YouTube and type in search Paradise Now, Dialogues with the Mother. You'll find there all the episodes. Please leave your comments. We're interested in what you think. We're looking forward to hear from you. Classes with the Mother, Sandra Davis. Learn about true love, soul and spirit, paradise now, gaze to the eternal paradise, gaze to the universal paradise, healing, and many other topics that you might be interested in. Check on the website and you'll find the information, and let us know if you're interested in class, online, or in your area. Walk and Dance reality show on Paradise Now. If you have paraplegia or quadriplegia. Auditions start March 1st to April 1st, 2017. On the air healing for spinal cord injury. We're currently looking for advertisers and sponsors for our show. If you wish to advertise or sponsor our show, please refer to the information on the screen and contact us. Thank you. The road of life is better with friends, but it is also better with fresh air to breathe and green grass on the field and blue skies and nice weather. And it's also greater and more stimulating when you have things looking down the road, when you're looking forward down the road. When you look for more years to your life, and you understand that that's more experience, that's more knowledge, that's more wisdom, that's more understanding, and more health. That's the purpose for the future that's ahead of us, more health. So that when we look at an advanced age, it's like, wow, so many years, and I can still go, and I can still achieve more. All I do is just enjoy every day and be grateful every day, and looking forward to get to that age, because between now and then I can achieve that much. And we can achieve that much. In the journey of life, the road of every individual towards the infinite depends on every deity doing a good job. Nothing works by itself. Nothing is random. People who just manage to measure the atoms in the air, that's fine, but there's something there other than laws, which are identified as physical laws, chemical laws, the atmospheric dynamic there that can be quantified and explained, forces, powers. But other than that, there's something that makes it work. And there are specialists that make it work. There are specialized beings who can make molecules move faster. When they make the molecules move faster, they make warmth. And there are specialists that can make the molecules move slower, and that brings a cold. You may not see the angels that bring the rain by chilling the air and starting the condense. You may not see the beings with firepower that can get the molecules move so fast that the clouds look like ovens. You may not see the power in the sun that brings warmth on the earth, but is there, and it is intelligent, and it is coordinated, and it is divine, and it is godly. So all of that is somebody's responsibility, but it is also your responsibility. Because you have something to do with the way the atmosphere works. You may notice that when something sad happens in the world, the weather can get cloudy, or when there are clouds outside, you may have a harder time being happy. You may be receptive to the weather, either emotionally or physically. You may get pains in the bones because it's rainy. You may get headaches because there is a higher atmospheric pressure. So there are physical conditions. There are emotional, mental, moral conditions. And there are divine conditions for the length of the road that's ahead of us. And one important thing that was achieved but lost at the time of Abraham was permanence. Abraham lost permanence. Abraham was supposed to be the father of many nations because he was functioning as a being. As a man, he was a man there, but as a total being, he was functioning at the absolute level. And he had what it takes to bring permanence. That's why through Abraham, the intention was to recover the longevity that was lost in Eden. In Eden, they did something wrong, and they lost longevity. Abraham was supposed to bring back the longevity, starting with permanence. Permanence of life is the foundation for infinite life. He lost that because of a number of things that have compromised the quality of the interaction that he had with those around him. Life was still longer at that time. People could still live hundreds and hundreds of years, which then, as sin increased, life became shorter and shorter. As violence increased, life became shorter and shorter. Now I'm coming back to being kinder, more helpful, more respectful of the planet, of nature, of our divine relationship. And now we learn more about life, about how to love life, how to take care of ourselves, how to be positive and so on. And you see that longevity is increasing again. That is wonderful. But what you need to know, and this is what we are hoping for, is that current deities at the absolute level, current divinities at the absolute level, have achieved permanence. There are humans on earth, there are divinities at the other level, and they achieved permanence for their own being and for the others that would follow the sequences that they have developed. So since Abraham until now, we didn't have permanence. That's why we were threatened with the end. Because it's not because the law of God to space would ever stop, but it is because the law of God was not respected by the very architect of space. I find it very interesting that in the movie Matrix, the one who was experimenting with human life, the one behind the scenes, the man behind the curtain, was called the architect. And it turns out that he was not a very compassionate or very caring individual. He just had a certain plan in mind. And for him, it didn't matter how many are lost as long as he got a handful that could restart the whole thing. Well, in previous shows, I was telling you that this time we go ahead. This time the future is a long road ahead. We no longer turn into cycles. We no longer fail and start again. We came close many times. Even very recently we came close. But the power that protects people, that protects the earth is such that will not allow it. There are enough good people to have permanence and to have infinite life and a lot of infinite good things happening for the power to keep things going. So now we achieve permanence for the first time since Abraham. That's thousands of years. Moreover, we achieved infinite. We finally have infinite time, infinite space, and infinite mother and infinite father. That was, again, an extraordinary achievement. We couldn't get mother and father on the same page. It was either matriarchal society or patriarchal society. It was either women would be the leaders or men would be the leaders, and there was a dominance process. Right now, there's harmony between mother and father, and they are both infinite, mother and father infinite. In the next segment, I'll tell you more. For people who missed our previous shows, we recommend that you go and visit YouTube and type in search Paradise Now, Dialogues with the Mother. You'll find there all the episodes. Please leave your comments. We're interested in what you think. We're looking forward to hear from you. Classes with the Mother, Sandra Davis. Learn about true love, soul and spirit, paradise now, gaze to the eternal paradise, gaze to the universal paradise, healing, and many other topics that you might be interested in. Check on the website and you'll find the information, and let us know if you're interested in class, online, or in your area. Walk and Dance reality show on Paradise Now. If you have paraplegia or quadriplegia. Auditions start March 1st to April 1st, 2017. On the air healing for spinal cord injury. We're currently looking for advertisers and sponsors for our show. If you wish to advertise or sponsor our show, please refer to the information on the screen and contact us. Thank you. So we have time, we have space, we have life, all of that infinite. We have permanence. Once we achieve permanence, then we start building to the infinite. Right now, the entire planet, with everybody, the entire Earth's paradise, is heading towards a place of permanence. The place where everything that is good is permanent. Only what is good is infinite. So everything that is good is permanent. We no longer lose it. Once we achieve care in society, we'll never lose it. Once we achieve generosity in society, we'll never lose it. Once we achieve true love, we'll never lose it. Honesty, kindness, industriousness, wisdom, all we achieve comes to a place where nothing attacks it, nothing weakens it, and all locks in, it all harmonizes like a chiropractor move that clicks in and we never lose it. We may have variations in performance, some days are easier than other days, but we'll never use the quality that brings permanence. And once we reach, all of us, that place, then all of us, consciously of course, understanding, advance towards the infinite. Now the advancement towards the infinite has many aspects to it. We don't have to keep running to make it to the infinite. We can sit comfortably and our light can reach to the infinite. Our light can reach to an infinite light. Our light can reach the ends of the universe, the ends of the cosmos. Our light can reach all aspects of that which is infinite. Now, you've heard about end of days. That's another upsetting idea. Who came up with that kind of an idea? Because day is light. If you look in scriptures, the meaning of day is light, and the meaning of night is darkness. To have the end of days is to have darkness. We don't want that. Because to have darkness is to have no life, is to have no light, to have nothing that is permanent, and to struggle immensely to keep anything good. And obviously I'm not talking about the electrical light, I'm not talking about the navy blue skies at night. Darkness is a numbing, dysfunctional entity that truly brings substance that makes it hard for the body to function, hard for memory to come. Darkness has effects upon behaviors, upon morals. This is why darkness, other than it doesn't allow visibility, it is a big issue. When the Creator decided to have darkness so that he could play with light and dark, he did us a big disservice, and that was not according to the plan of God. Please know the Creator is somebody and God is somebody else. So the Creator produced darkness, figured out how to produce darkness through negative thoughts, negative feelings, pain, and all sorts of dark-inducing reactions. The Maker had his contribution there. We'll talk about those things another time. But the God said, let it be light. In the beginning of scriptures you have, let it be light. And you also have that God called day, the light day, and the darkness night. In the next segment, I'll tell you more about this. It's really important. For people who missed our previous shows, we recommend that you go and visit YouTube and type in search Paradise Now Dialogues with the Mother. You'll find there all the episodes. Please leave your comments. We're interested in what you think. We're looking forward to hear from you. Classes with the Mother, Sandra Davis. Learn about true love, soul and spirit, paradise now, gaze to the eternal paradise, gaze to the universal paradise, healing, and many other topics that you might be interested in. Check on the website and you'll find the information, and let us know if you're interested in class, online, or in your area. Walk and Dance reality show on Paradise Now. If you have paraplegia or quadriplegia. Auditions start March 1st to April 1st, 2017. On the air healing for spinal cord injury. We're currently looking for advertisers and sponsors for our show. If you wish to advertise or sponsor our show, please refer to the information on the screen and contact us. Thank you. So, while God said, "Let it be light," the Creator said, well, let's try to mix light with dark. Let's have night as well, which means that there'll be day and then it goes dimmer and then it goes dark and night is there. So the 7 days of creation that are in the Western scriptures, they are not 7 calendar days. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever. They may correspond, cosmically it's much more, and they may correspond to days like that on the planet. But they are cycles of light and darkness. So you'll see there that by the 4th day, there's morning, and then there's evening. It's like the morning didn't produce a day, and it failed into evening. So the cycle of light and darkness in that 4th cycle was much shorter than the previous cycles. And we'll look into more details about that because there are more interesting things there. But what do we have now that we didn't have at that time, that was totally in the power of God? Not in the power of the Creator who brought the darkness, not in the power of the Maker who contributed to further amplification of some of the material problems when dark matter started to happen. But we're talking about the Maker that messed up. We also have Maker beings that have done a very good job. But what happened is that the days, meaning the cycles of light, were short and then they would fall into darkness. The same way civilizations would blossom and they would fall. The same way empires would increase and then they would fall. The same way in the Hindu culture you have the yuga cycles. You have the yugas that eventually would lead to entropy, but not this time. This time we do not go into the Kali Yuga, we can go forever. Because destruction was overpowered by everything good that all beings developed. because now we have infinite time, we have infinite space, we have infinite life, we have permanence, including permanent life. And we have something that we never had, although it was in the power of God. We have infinite days. Infinite days, meaning infinite lights. Those lights that never go out. So much beings have developed specific qualities and specific capacities in such light, particular qualities, in such light that it never goes out. Those are permanent lights, permanent days. Truth is permanent. The light of truth is a permanent light. Not everybody honors the light of truth, not everybody tells the truth at all times, but the truth is there at all times. You acknowledge it, or you believe a fantasy or an illusion, or God forbid a lie. But now we have infinite truth there for us. We are in the realm of truth. We are in the universe of truth, in the realm of truth, in the dimension of truth. That's happened. We entered there months ago. And I was talking about that by show number 5, and right now we are in the show 41, episode 41. So we have infinite days, not end of days, but infinite days. Next segment, I'll tell you more why that's so great. For people who missed our previous shows, we recommend that you go and visit YouTube and type in search Paradise Now, Dialogues with the Mother. You'll find there all the episodes. Please leave your comments. We're interested in what you think. We're looking forward to hear from you. Classes with the Mother, Sandra Davis. Learn about true love, soul and spirit, paradise now, gaze to the eternal paradise, gaze to the universal paradise, healing, and many other topics that you might be interested in. Check on the website and you'll find the information, and let us know if you're interested in class, online, or in your area. Walk and Dance reality show on Paradise Now. If you have paraplegia or quadriplegia. Auditions start March 1st to April 1st, 2017. On the air healing for spinal cord injury. We're currently looking for advertisers and sponsors for our show. If you wish to advertise or sponsor our show, please refer to the information on the screen and contact us. Thank you. So, welcome back. We're talking about the truth about the future. We worked all these ages that were really hard. We've been persecuted by violence, by cruelty, by poverty, by exploitation, by murder, by death, by hell, living hell and hell beyond. We've been through so much, but the nature of who we are is so strong and so godly in its own true deep nature, that we've come through all of those hardships which are not from God, which were from everybody who did it wrong, either because they didn't know any better, they didn't know, they didn't understand, they had their own constraints, because after being victims of violence, it's hard for them to be infinitely peaceful. It takes work to get that. We do have the infinite day of peace that will happen. Infinitely peaceful people are already on earth right now, building that infinite peace. And then it will be manifest. All of a sudden you'll see people that throw away the guns, and then they have other ways. Why? Because there is that power there, and that change in people, and that determination in people to do it right, to do it peacefully, to see, why should we waste resources to hurt each other when we can actually use those resources to help each other? Makes sense. But it will be their emotional and mental upbringing and feeling, and in their ways of doing things. They don't have to be constrained in that direction. And you'll see right now that if you take a vote for all people on earth, you'll find that over 90% of people on earth will vote for peace and will choose in themselves to have peace, even if they are a little bit agitated or a little bit more prone to brusque behaviors. They may still want to have peace inside. Say, I wish I was more peaceful. Yeah, sure, I do want peace on earth. So you'll see how all of these things are in the making, and they will happen because we've come through the worst ever. The past 12,000 years were more than nightmares. Yet, through all of those nightmares, there were chambers where there's chamber music, where there's poetry, where there's ballet, where there were books to read and nature to love and to admire, and families that were trying their best, and families that loved each other. In the midst of the worst situations, people are still reaching for the best. It's hard for me to talk about that without getting emotional. When I dedicated myself to work day and night for this future that I'm talking about, it was because people deserve it. They never deserved what happened to them. They never deserved to be killed and hurt and kept in poverty. They never deserved that. And when the one called the accuser was accusing people that people need to be destroyed, the earth needs to be destroyed because look at them, what they do and how they are. Not their fault. Look at them. There is a war, and in the trenches they write love letters at home. They write poetry. They sing in the break between two very difficult conditions. In the battlefield, they'll find something good and friendly, and they will try to save a friend there on the battlefield. There's so much good about people that it would have been totally out of the character of the true God to let the violence continue and to not give people what they truly deserve. For people who missed our previous shows, we recommend that you go and visit YouTube and type in search Paradise Now, Dialogues with the Mother. You'll find there all the episodes. Please leave your comments. We're interested in what you think. We're looking forward to hear from you. Classes with the Mother, Sandra Davis. Learn about true love, soul and spirit, paradise now, gaze to the eternal paradise, gaze to the universal paradise, healing, and many other topics that you might be interested in. Check on the website and you'll find the information, and let us know if you're interested in class, online, or in your area. Walk and Dance reality show on Paradise Now. If you have paraplegia or quadriplegia. Auditions start March 1st to April 1st, 2017. On the Air Healing for Spinal Cord Injury. We're currently looking for advertisers and sponsors for our show. If you wish to advertise or sponsor our show, please refer to the information on the screen and contact us. Thank you. So welcome back. We're saying that we have infinite time, infinite space, infinite life, infinite mother, infinite father, and much more. And I was mentioning that time is infinite, so we are not talking about any end of time. That days are actually cycles of light or lights, and the infinite days means lights that never end. Those are God lights, God-powered, God-configured lights that give what it takes, but God developed them because the qualities of people participated to that development. Those lights existed always in God. But if they did not exist in people, it didn't help people. All the lights of God can go like water on a goose's feathers, if people do not respond. And not just people, everything else. Animals as well. See, even some, not even animals respond as beautifully, and sometimes even more open to the positive change than we expected. So the story of creation talks about 7 days that had day and night. Day would come after night, and night would come after day, which, in other words, the darkness was shutting down the lights, which are not infinite, which are not permanent. That's why they're shutting them down. And then the lights would come back, trying to find their way to the infinite. Like love that fails would try to make its way to the infinite. True love does find the way to the infinite. Now, those cycles, 7 days of creation, like I said, they are not Monday to Sunday. They are real lights. For the infinite, for that permanence, there's a foundation for the infinite, and for the infinite of good, so that we never have to worry about evil, we never have to worry about darkness. For the infinite, it takes 1,347 lights, 2 more than the lights mentioned in the book of Daniel. But Daniel says that after the fall of the abomination that makes desolate happens, after the fall of the prostitute, which is the betrayal of all good things and all values, is not about a woman who is on the street, it's about a power that betrays. Adultery meaning betrayal. Committing adultery, kings committing adultery with the prostitute, meaning they betrayed the moral values. So Daniel mentioned in his book that after the fall of abomination that makes desolate, there'll be 1,345 if you make the total. There are two more that are not known to Daniel at that time. But so it's not about 7 lights. 7 lights cannot cover everything that needs to be light. It takes 1,347 lights to have a complete environment with infinite potentials, where everything goes good and nothing threatens life, light, truth, understanding, love, and all the things that actually we care about and we cherish. I touched on this to show you that we achieved now something that we never achieved before. And it took all of these ages where people who did things in a godly way reached to this point. For people who missed our previous shows, we recommend that you go and visit YouTube and type in search Paradise Now, Dialogues with the Mother. You'll find there all the episodes. Please leave your comments. We're interested in what you think. We're looking forward to hear from you. Classes with the Mother, Sandra Davis. Learn about true love, soul and spirit, paradise now, gaze to the eternal paradise, gaze to the universal paradise, healing, and many other topics that you might be interested in. Check on the website and you'll find the information, and let us know if you're interested in class, online, or in your area. Walk and Dance reality show on Paradise Now if you have paraplegia or quadriplegia. Auditions start March 1st to April 1st, 2017. On the air healing for spinal cord injury. We're currently looking for advertisers and sponsors for our show. If you wish to advertise or sponsor our show, please refer to the information on the screen and contact us. Thank you. Welcome back. We arrived at the last segment of today's show, and in the next show we'll talk more about these things, but it's too important to not bring this back in the context of your own longevity, because I did promise shows about longevity, living longer. And in today's show, I gave you some unique information. It happens now. Infinite time exists now. Infinite space exists now. Infinite mother, infinite father exists now. Infinite days exist now. All the achievements that work together for the structure, for the weaving of the infinite that will be protective of beings, that would infinite knowledge, that will give people infinite knowledge, that will be protective, that would educate, nourish, nurture, prepare all beings for the future without exposing them to devastation that has been for the past 12,000 years or more. The future holds, and this is the truth about the future, This is why I cannot say it compelling enough. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your homes, of your families, of your planet now, of our planet now, because this is a time like we've never achieved what we achieved now. We had a better time before things started to degrade. But from that time, we have the roots of all good things for the future. And from all the times when we lost quality of life and everything else, from that we have to learn. We have to learn from history so we don't repeat it. And we have to learn the good things so that we do repeat the good things in a creative, in an advancing, in an evolving way.